Alright then, here we are on the combined nations, which is USSR, USA and Great Britain versus Germany, Japan and Italy. It's a good fun run through. It's on easy, on high economy and on small campaign mode. So again, the idea of this was to learn a bit more about the game without so much pressure and have a bit of fun as well, which is more important than all. It's all about the fun. If you're not having fun playing these games, why play them? Why stress yourself out? So here I am on the defense phase, and I am now putting together all of my spoils of war plus what I've bought. As you can see, I've spent all the money. I've only got 15 coin left. I've got 6 stars, but I haven't bought the support call-ins yet. I've got the 1 tank there, as you can see, which is not very good. I mean, it's only starter equipment. That 4-barrel 50 cal is very good though. A very good bit of kit from the Americans. I've got a British mortar there, the Russian field gun, a mishmash really. The problem with having free nations is that you get free research trees, so you don't really know what to spec into to get further down the tree. You can't go down the tree on everything because you just simply wouldn't have enough coins, even on easy and high economy. I don't think it would be achievable, so you've got to think, what do you want to spec into? What do you want to take right through? So on this defense mission, we are on the beach, and you can see the sea there in the top right triangle of the map, and you can see that the enemy are going to be coming from the top left of the map. So I've orientated it in the direction that they'll be coming. There's not really a lot to scope out here because it's flat land. They're coming across the open flat ground and they're going to be coming straight at us. So it's a case of line the men up and defend, really. One thing I didn't take into account is that road there, running along the front, there's a bit of a dip either side, so actually when you place your field guns, that dip prevents full coverage, which you will see as we go along. So the first part of this is, as ever, is to look at the ground. Always a good tip to put it on pause when you're looking at the ground so you're not wasting time, and then to start moving your men forward strategically, let's say, or not, depends what the case may be. But yeah, is there a right and wrong way? There probably is, but as long as you're doing more or less the right things, you can't go too far wrong. Again, don't stress too much about it, as long as you're not leaving them out in the open to be completely shot at, and or destroyed. So thank you to somebody who sent me a comment saying that when you dig these foxholes, if you press K before they actually start digging them and disband the group, you won't get the clumping issue. I didn't know that before I made this video. So, but actually, as it turns out, in this particular video they actually seem to semi-dig them alright without all the clumping stuff. Yeah, so send them on their digging mission and then press K, and I did test that and it works perfectly, but I didn't test it on this video.
Awaiting your command, sir.
Yes, sir.
So here are the auxiliary troops, a 3-man squad. And then we have our, who are these? Yeah, field engineers digging some trenches. So I put, I think, 6 in altogether, randomly, so that there's always somewhere for someone to hide if they need to. Because actually these trenches, in my opinion, from what I've played and know of them, give some cover, but when it comes to artillery or mortars, dead meat. So again, one of those long trenches there may be good for 2 to 3 men, possibly, if that. Here I'm laying some mines for the first time, giving it a try. Why not? I probably have, well, in fact I know, having seen this video already and played it, that this isn't a good place where I'm putting them. I'm just literally... What would have been better is if I'd have placed them nearer where those red circles are flashing,
What are your orders, sir?
to catch them as they spawn into the map, if you can get away with it. But yeah, at least I've tried the mechanic out to see how fairly easy it is, actually, to be fair. What would be good is if you had a transport vehicle full of those AT miners and rush them up to the front line in a truck, undeploy them all, get the mines laid, put them back in the truck and get them back behind the lines. Could be a good tactic. These are the British regular Bren gun involved in there somewhere.
Ready to go, sir.
So the Americans, Russians and British fighting side by side, brothers in arms, to repel the Axis of evil. I won't say the names of the countries, but yeah, the Axis of evil. As it was back in the day, not now, of course. That wouldn't be good PR, would it? But having said that, on my other playthrough, I am on the other side of the Axis, so it's only a game at the end of the day. It's only a game, don't get excited. You see, there's the trenches. I've pulled the AT miner back a bit too late, actually. His mate got shot by the oncoming enemy, who have decided to start showing up on the map now. So that one AT miner had his day. And you can see they all pretty much jumped in the right holes this time, which is good. So what I'm doing here, I'm kind of just shifting bits and pieces around while the enemy are approaching, and I decided that, I think it was here, somewhere around here, that the mortar was too far away, so I placed him nearer to the action. You could see here that the field gun won't fire over that lip. So basically, you know, it was just a case of that field gun's good for anything coming over that lip, really, which is fine at this point in time. I didn't want to push it over the top in case it got blown out straight away, you know. But you can see the ground's pretty flat all around. Little bit of a dip in the middle there. There's the mortar team moving across. They say that there's no difference in the enemy's AI behaviour from easy to hardcore, just the number of troops. I don't know if the Valor mod makes the AI any harder or not, which I'm using, obviously so I can use Japan and such like in Italy. I don't know if that actually makes the combat any harder or not. But sometimes you have to question the AI's decision making. I'm not complaining, of course, because it is quite hard, especially on hardcore. I mean, at the moment I'm suffering on the other playthrough. just running out of coin. I think coin is the problem on that playthrough. You just can't make enough on low economy. And if you have any kind of setback at all, you really do start to suffer on that. So as you can see there, the mortar team got blown up virtually, but they were only stunned and they got back into the mortar again. Yeah, I mean, you know, they are quite intelligent. They do like to hold back field guns, which is normal. I think anyone would do that. Keep field guns hidden in the background. This is why scouting is quite important. Maybe it's even good to scout on defensive missions, probably. I should imagine it would be. So I aim at this armoured car and I hit the other one. That's not bad. Not bad thing. But the mortars haven't got great accuracy at all. You'll see from this next shot. I don't even know where that shot went actually. I think it put it in front. Not too far out, but that semicircle, which is the sort of, I guess, accuracy indicator. Anything can fall within that circle. And that actually gets smaller the longer you hold it in position. See, it looks like I can hit this tank from here. Sorry, this armoured car. But I couldn't. So I decide to move the gun forward. And as I'm doing that, the armoured car starts coming forward. So I hit the brakes with control. And he fires automatically and takes the armoured car out, which is great. After that, I think, okay, I'll go over the lip a little bit and get a better vision of what's going on. But then I see this like explosion right in front of me and I'm thinking, maybe not. And actually you can see that shot is not going to hit the target. You can see that the semicircle is way beyond the thing. It's just not good to move this gun out into the open. So I decide to retreat it back. Just no point throwing equipment away really, I suppose. On this side pretty quiet, nothing going on, so now that the enemy are thinning down I thought, well, okay, we'll give the tank a bit of a run out. And tank is very weak, to be fair, and it's got 6 machine guns in total, but there's I think one of them is roof mounted. I'm not sure actually. It's not. No, there's 2 rear facing, I think, and maybe 2 side facing or angled facing at the fronts. Who knows? But again, I'm using armour piercing, but I am aiming at tanks. Again, someone gave me a tip of using high explosive for against infantry, which I should be doing, but it's just a case of remembering to switch over. And that advice came before I made this video, or before I processed it, before I made it. Or should I say after? I don't know what I'm talking about now. Okay, yeah, it's after. But I definitely will be looking at that. There's lots of things you've got to remember. Lots of things. They should become instinctive, I would imagine, after a time. But again, here I'm mowing down stray enemies. This tank's doing a good job actually at this point. Maybe I should have left it to its own devices, but you know, it's a bit of fun, isn't it, to get in there and do a bit of shooting yourself, have a bit of fun, bit of first-person action. So, tank crew, the good old tank crew. Time to start looting. So you can see that the battle has gone pretty quiet at this point in time. Not really a lot going on. Lots of carnage in the middle there. All those white things that we can steal. So I rush my tank crew forward to do some stealing. I think in the German playthrough I had 3 tank crews, but again I don't get an opportunity really to steal that much, so probably a bit of a waste. That one's dead, can't do that one. That one's alive, but what happens? He goes to get this live one and stumbles on an enemy. So one thing good, I am instinctively dropping everyone down to prone as soon as there's contact. You just need to get more used to putting smoke out as well. That's something I've got to do. And grenades, of course. So with those tank crew revealing more enemies, in some way acting as a scout, it gives the tank something else to shoot at. So I move forward to get a better aim on them. I take out, I think it's a mortar team now, or a machine gun team. Yeah, mortar team. Take them down. I'm still on machine gun at this point in time. And as you can see, I'm taking some hits now from, I think it might be a flak gun. So they've definitely hit us quite hard. It's game over for that tank. Game over. So now we have a situation where one heroic tank crewman has spotted a machine gun there. So all he's got is a pistol. a revolver actually. I think he is a Russian tank. Yeah. So he takes aim with his pistol. And he dispatches of the machine gun. So heroic deed. And then crawls forward and spots a flak gun and thinks to himself, you know what, I think I'm going to jump on this flak gun. So jumps on the flak gun, spots an enemy, turns around and finishes them. So excellent work there from the tank crew man. And I believe that that was more or less everything dealt with. Yeah, so I've just been thinking there, the difference with easy isn't, as we said before, not so much about the AI decision making, but more about the number of troops that come at you, and also with high economy you're going to be able to get a lot more equipment. And it seems to me, I don't know if it's right or not, but it seems to me there's a lot more stuff to loot on easy as well. So I don't know if it means that I don't know. Maybe I don't know why that would be actually. Maybe someone can tell me. There just seems to be a lot more stuff to loot on easy. But you'd think there would be less because the ratings of the soldiers are stronger for yourself. I don't know if it applies to the enemy as well. But the armor rating and the hit points are higher. So if it was less for the easy mode for the enemy, then they would be able to, then you would be blowing the things to pieces. Or maybe you're penetrating the hull but not completely destroying them and killing the crew easily. Could be another way of seeing it. So it's decrewing them much easier because the soldiers or the crew have lower hit points. That could be a way. So then I went looting, as I said, and I decided to take the machine gun off of this scout car. Even though I was taking the scout car, I knew that I was going to sell the scout car because I don't like them that much, to be fair. So I thought, well, you know what, take the machine gun and then sell the car afterwards. So I think this is one of the, yeah, this is one of the auxiliary Americans who's now got a lovely new
Ready to go, sir.
And there's our heroic flak guy next to him. And then victory. And we decide to close because we've looted everything in sight. We lose 8 men. And 1 vehicle apparently. Which was a tank, of course. We got 5 research, 1,000 rounds or bullets, 1.2 stars and 1,100 coin. So now I am going through my spoils of war, and as you can see, I picked up a lot of stuff. But I'm selling off all of the scout cars. I'm going to keep the 3 very flimsy tanks just purely because they're able to tow equipment. That's the only reason I'm keeping them, and they've got a bit of a machine gun on them as well, so a bit of defence there. Very, very light defence. So there's a heroic British mortar team. The quad Mount 50 cal. So here I was rushing through the research tree in fast time, and I unlocked stage 3 because I've got so much equipment now that I wouldn't be able to get it all in. I also unlocked the next mission would be a attack mission, so I was looking at making the squad a bit heftier for attacks. I decided not to go with the same tank. Actually, I went for one slightly less with 4 machine guns on, because they're basically the same thing. And I bought one of those very flimsy Russian towing machine gun carriers. They're really small and not very good at all, but they can tow. So why not have a slightly armoured towing vehicle? And so here I'm just sort of building up a few troops. It's nothing special. I'm not doing anything special here. It's just getting some troops together for the next attack mission, and trying to make sure that I've got something of everything to be able to cope with whatever offensive I'm about to launch. But yeah, I really am enjoying this. It's less stressful. Not that the game should be stressful, but it's less stressful than being on hardcore for sure. Anyway, I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you again.